Welcome back. I'm Mary Engelman, Executive Director of the Greater Farmington Area Chamber of Commerce. For my second guest today, I have Jan Sherman, who happens to be a Chamber Ambassador, and he also happens to be the President and CEO of the Benefits Edge. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Mary.
So tell us about the nature of your business, Jan.
Well, I like to call myself a Benefits Tamer. I help companies, families, and individuals tame their benefits beast. Health insurance is a beast, so I help make health insurance affordable and understandable.
Well, and it's really scary because, health care is the big issue for everybody. That impacts every single person in the United States, so that's huge. Mm-hmm. So you've been in Farmington Hills for a long time.
Very long for me, 28 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was
amazing.
A corporate transfer.
Wow.
And my wife and I did some serious shopping and just decided Farmington Hills was where we wanted to raise our family.
That's wonderful.
It was a good choice.
Yeah, Farmington Hills is outstanding, so I agree with you. So why did you choose Farmington Hills for your business?
Well, I like to build relationships,
right.
And having a business in the community where I live, I thought was what made most sense.
Yep.
So that's where I started.
Absolutely. You do business with where you are, so that totally does. I know you're unique, but I think you need to tell the audience why the Benefits Edge is so unique.
Well, I think I bring a few things to the table that are special. First, the fact that I've been in the business for almost 30 years.
Right.
I bring seasoned advice to my clients, a lot of experience there. I carry a CFP designation, so
right.
Even though I'm not a certified I am a certified financial planner, but I don't practice
right.
in planning, I can see the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
So when I work with businesses and families, I understand how their health insurance fits in with the bigger picture for their insurance. I'm recently on an advisory council for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan.
Great.
And that's exciting to me mostly because I get a heads up on new things that are coming, so my clients know what changes are coming before they're released to the general public.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that. And then the other thing I think that's really unique is my business is 100% referral based.
Right.
So every day I have to deliver service beyond expectations, so I continue to deserve those referrals. So I build relationships. I really care about the people I work with. They all feel like friends to me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really critical, and those things I think that make me a little bit unique.
And I think that, you said earlier when you were speaking, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but you said you really give advice to people. And that is something that I find that you do, and that has, when I get feedback from members that, work with you, you really are not there to just say, okay, open up your checkbook. You really create a plan for them that's perfect for themselves and their families or their business. And I think that, people trust you because they know that you're in good hands, with Jan. And so I just had to say that because
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, with personal experience, with members coming to me, that's the feedback I hear. So thank you so much for your commitment to us. So can you tell us a little bit about how you talk about 100% of your business has been referrals. You've been in our chamber for a long time. You commit, you're an ambassador, meaning that you go out and you help recruit new members and really promote the chamber. Why? Why do you do that? That is not something everybody does, and not something that everybody does as well as you do. Well, so why?
Thank you. It's easy to sell a great product. I don't consider what I do with insurance really selling. It's more educating. And the chamber, too, is a tremendous opportunity for people to build their business. And it's very comfortable and consistent with me because, to me, it's about building relationships. And the chamber gives me a chance to give back to the community and build friendships with business owners that are in the chamber, that are in the community. And fortunately, those friends often choose to give me the privilege of helping them with their benefits. But I think it's nice when the relationship can come first.
Absolutely. So do you have any thoughts that you'd like to share about healthcare reform? That's a big, that's an elephant in the room here.
It's a tough topic because it is so political. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the greatest things about our country is everyone's entitled to their opinion. I would never want to tell people what to think. But what concerns me, and I'll try to make it non-political, is that this is a huge issue, a 2,000-page document, our politicians that wrote it can't get their arms around it, and the general public certainly can't. So I would just caution people to please don't bank on sound bites and do your own research.
Right,
Whether
right.
you're liberal or conservative, Republican, Democrat,
Right.
that's your choice. But we all know that our politicians have an agenda that they've got to follow, and you need to do your own research, make an informed decision. And I'll just give you one quick example. You know, when healthcare reform was enacted, it was announced that preventive care was going to be 100% covered, no out-of-pocket. That's a great soundbite. Everybody thought that was wonderful until the bill came. And now everybody wants to know why their premiums went up so much.
Right.
Well, nothing comes without a price. So
Right.
just be objective, listen carefully, and do some research, and then whatever your opinion is, be vocal about it and support it.
Right. Can you give us an example of how you've helped a business to manage their benefits?
Yeah, actually, a recent example, and I find these things to be fun. I had a company with about 70 employees. They had a $2,500 deductible, so we raised it to $5,000, which is easy but sort of
Right.
scary. But we plugged in an ancillary benefit that paid $5,000 if somebody went into the hospital.
Interesting.
So we were able to save them about 25% on the premium and still maintain the benefit substantially. There were some differences, but substantially we maintained the benefit. And it's a really neat strategy. It's fun to put together things like that.
Wow, it sounds like a puzzle that's fun to do.
Yeah,
but
it is.
So you've mentioned that you also help families and individuals. Can you give us an example of how you've done that?
That's a whole different way of doing business. I find that working with families and individuals is more education. Most people that are looking for policies have come from a corporate structure where the corporation's paying for it.
Sure.
And if you can get someone else to pay for your benefits, more power to you. You get everything you can. But when you're looking to buy it yourself, then you need a custom fit. And don't pay for things you won't use. Most of my clients say they go to the doctor once or twice a year. Well, then don't buy unlimited office
Right.
visits because you're paying for things you're not going to use.
Sure.
And by following this model, I've saved families $700 to $800 a month.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
it's just huge. So,
That is. Wow.
but it takes education and understanding to make the leap from that corporate to a really efficient
Right.
individual policy.
$700-800 a month after a couple months. That's like a nice piece of jewelry, a trip somewhere. Okay, I'm digressing here.
I think I'll be hearing from your
There
husband
you go.
soon. Huh?
I know Bob's going to be like, oh no, that Jan Sherman. Do you only assist clients with health insurance?
No, I talk about health insurance a lot because that's a major concern. But I offer voluntary supplemental benefits to companies. I'm independent, so I represent companies like Aflac, Allstate, MetLife, Unum, all those companies. So I bring a package to them, and most of these are available for individuals too. So that would include life insurance, disability insurance, which is really important. Worst thing that can happen is you can be homesick in bed and wondering how you're going to pay your bills. Disability insurance offsets that. Critical illness and accident insurance will help offset some of these higher deductibles for health insurance. So, critical illness, if you have a heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, or cancer, you can get a lump sum, $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, depending on the policy you get, which takes a lot of pressure off and lets
That's
people
amazing.
get better.
Right.
And of course, there's dental and vision,
Right.
and those can be very affordable.
Right.
So those are the things that
we try to think that we're going to live forever, but no one will. So you got to plan for the future and make sure that you take care of those things. So that's very important.
Yeah.
Anything special you would like to leave the residents of Farmington and Farmington Hills today?
Well, I have a website, benefitstamer.com, so I'd appreciate if they go there. Also, I have a fan page on Facebook. Who doesn't?
Wonderful.
So if they search the Benefits Edge
Right.
on Facebook, and they would be a fan of my page, I'd appreciate it. I'm going to be posting soon. The subsidies for COBRA are ending. So a lot of people have questions. I'll be posting some information about that to help people just sort of navigate
And
the
we should
changes.
get that out to our members, so we'll have to touch base about that. Okay. So, now, gosh, this is such a silly question. Your hours of operation, I've called you after 5, I've called you on a weekend, so, when do you prefer people to call you?
My strongest preference is that they call me when they need me. That's
a good line.
Well,
I like that.
And it's the truth. It's a privilege to serve them, and I need to be there. If they have a kid that's sick and they don't know what their
Right.
benefits are, and they call me 11 o'clock at night, if the phone rings and I can grab it, I'm happy to take that call. I'm happy to work on weekends. It's my obligation to be there for my clients when they need me.
And that's why you're unique.
Well, thank you. I should have listed that before.
There you go.
I'll remember that for next time.
Chan, thank you so much for joining us. It's
my
always
pleasure.
a pleasure to sit down and talk with you and get caught up on the legislation and everything out there. So we
Thank you.
appreciate
Thanks
it.
for everything the Chamber does.
Wow.
It's been really wonderful for me.
Great.
So everybody join the Chamber. It's
There you
a
go.
tremendous organization.
You heard it from a member.
Getting
Join
better all
Chamber.
the time.
There you go. We'll be right back.